Today's video is going to be very important because we're going to talk about how to help you exit or open a trade in the most favorable time possible. Nobody really knows where the market's going to go. If they did, they'd be playing the lottery or they'd be able to fortune tell. But nobody knows what's going to happen. And so the game of option trading, right, is how to position yourself most effectively for a swing or a change in price that you don't foresee. That is really how to make money in options. And so this video is going to teach you how to create these trade alerts using TD Ameritrade, so that you get these trade alerts on your Apple Watch, you get them on your phone, and you can set them at whatever increments that you want, so that way you can either start paying attention to the trade or be more active with the trade, especially if it's monthlies or leaps, where it's a very long period of time. You want to be attentive to the price, but you also don't want to be a slave to the market. And so these price alerts, in my opinion, are the best way to be alerted when a price crosses an area that is a little bit cautious. So go ahead and enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you guys later. All right, what's up, traders? So now that we've covered what it is that we're going to teach here and why it's important to have price alerts, I'm going to go ahead and show you why, with my O'Reilly trade example, why it's most important to have trade alerts for stock price rather than a stop loss based on the option price. As you can see with O'Reilly, and this is a specific example mainly due to the low liquidity of the stock, of the option chain, my apologies, but you can tell how volatile the option chain is. So you can see how, on a given day, it's going to swing 5, 10, 15, 20%. And so if you create a stop loss based on this, even though the price position is very comfortable, you're going to go ahead and close this trade at a loss. So that's why you have to be very careful on which positions you do a stop loss on versus just a stock price alert. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how I create these stock price alerts on TD Ameritrade. Now, for my options trading, I do use Robinhood. I just prefer the visuality of it. I think it's cleaner. I think it's simpler. For charting, I do think ThinkorSwim platform on TD is amazing for what they provide, given there's no cost and it's free. So I use that for all my charting abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my TD Ameritrade. So if you look at here on the TD Ameritrade app, we have O'Reilly. And right now I'm zoomed in on the 1 day, 1 year chart. So we're looking at one candle per every day for the past year. I'm going to go over a quick metrics that I used to come up with my price alert number. But again, this number is what you want to be basically notified at, and when you basically want to start paying more attention to the stock price. So right now there's a couple. The main resistance point that I have is the 750, right? That's why I sold a 760 call in my credit spread, because this is a hard resistance. It's a 52-week high. And given the market conditions, I have a high expectations that it's not going to get near this price. Now, if you look at the different trends, there isn't a dominating trend that I'm following right now. Several trends were broken. So the main thing that I'm looking out for is my 60-day moving average. So right now, the 60-day moving average is hovering at around 708, 710. So I'm going to go ahead and create an alert at 710, which is essentially going to signify me that once it crosses 710, you have to start paying close attention to the trends of this option in case you need to close it early or do what you need to do to control your losses on this particular trade. So once you're on the TD Ameritrade ThinkorSwim application, you have the charts tab right on top. You're going to go over one to the left to Market Watch. Now, once you're in Market Watch, you go ahead and type in the ticker of whatever is the stock that you're following. So I go ahead and typed in O'Reilly. Now it's going to show you a variety of things. It's going to show you your option chain. It's going to show you previous alerts. So right now I canceled all my alerts so that way I can show you a new one. And then it's going to show you the stock price up here. So what you want to do is you're going to go to the stock and you're going to double click it. This price alert on price is going to come up. And this is exactly what you want. You want to verify that the symbol and then the spread, on the spread, is going to be stock, because that's what you're following. You're following the stock price. So your price is going to be a mark, right? So you want the last price that was traded. You don't care about, the bid or the ask. You want to know exactly when the last time this price traded, that's exactly what you want to be notified at. So if it's at or above, and we're going to go ahead and we said 710, So we're creating the 7:10 alert. And down here in notes, I just create kind of a quick summary. So right now it's a 760 call spread for October 21st, 2022. That's my 760 call is really the main trigger. It needs to be below 760 for me to profit off this option and gain 100% of the premium by October 21st, right? So now that we have this inputted here, we're going to scroll down quickly, and the preview is not too important. Notify. The notify, I have two notifications set. So play sound, so it'll just trigger a little sound here on my application, and then I have send push notifications to mobile devices. So this is very important because if you're an Apple user, I have my TD Ameritrade on my phone, I have it on my watch. This is the same with all smart devices. So if you have the app and you have notifications, this will be alerted to you. So real quick, let me show you. This is how it comes up on my Apple Watch, and this is how it comes up on my phone. So I am notified wherever I am of as soon as it crosses 7:10. Down here, this is just market and last. You can leave that selected. And then the options down here, this is the important part. You want to submit your alert starting now, and then you want it to expire the moment that the actual option expires. So it expires at 4 p.m. when the market closes on October. So we're going to go ahead and put October 21st, 2022. And then this is where you want to make sure you put create regular alert. Alert for reverse crossover. So essentially if it reverses, so if it's at 7:15 or 7:17, how it is now, and it crosses back down 7:10, it's going to alert you again, right? So it'll basically alert you every time it crosses the 7:10, which is important because sometimes I'll get a notification that it crosses 7:10 on my Apple Watch, and then I'll get another one saying that it crossed down below against 7:10, right? So it's just important for you to know. You go ahead and click create down here on the bottom right, and right here, this is your live alert. And so that's it. Right now, basically what you do is as long as it stays below the 7:10, you're chilling. Once it's above 7:10, like it is right now, it's at 7:17. I'm keeping a close eye on this option chain. I want to keep any trends or any resistant points in mind. Watch it a little bit more frequently, so that way I can mitigate any losses that will come if the price alerts. And again, you can set as many price alerts as you want. Set one at 7:10, 7:20, 7:30, 7:40. So that way you're notified if there's a sudden spike or if there's a sudden surge in stock price or a decline. And the last thing I want to cover real quick is one of the main things, especially during this economic environment, that's going to trigger these large rallies or price decreases is going to be these economic events, such as any Fed interest rate hikes or unemployment number alerts. Anything that's going to influence the general market is what you want to also keep an eye on. Okay, so what I do is I use the application here. I'll show you real quick, and I have another video. If you want to go ahead and subscribe and like my video, I have another one that goes in depth into how to read, how to create the correct settings on your app, so that way you look at what's important, because you don't care about really the other countries. You want to see what's happening in the US, especially if you're trading domestic stocks. If you're trading Chinese stocks, then sure, you may want to know what's going on in their economic calendar as well. But for me, right now, I only trade domestic stocks, and so I only keep up with domestic alerts. So real quick, this is what I do. If you open up it's called the investing.com application. Once you go to it, there's a little calendar tab on the bottom. You click on that, and then you're going to go ahead and click on that little top right kind of cone looking. It's a filter. You go to custom, and in custom, all the countries are going to be selected. So you want to click the top right to unselect all the other countries. Click only the US one. You go back, click only medium and high importance events. You don't care about the low importance events. Those usually don't move the markets generally. And then that's it. So now if you click on this week, it'll tell you what's going on this week. The main thing right now we're looking at is on Thursday, we have the CPI numbers, jobless claims numbers. And the beautiful thing about this app is that it's very simple to use. And if you go ahead and click on it, it'll tell you when was it last reported, what the forecast is, what it actually was. Gives you kind of a history here. So it's a very important app to have in your tools. And this is something that you also have to keep an eye on, especially if you're trading large positions and or volatile positions. All right. So that's it for today. Any other questions, just go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you. All right, traders, that's it for today. I hope you learned the basics of option trading. Please subscribe, like this video. I will be putting more content out on what is next.